What's going on, everyone? It's time to start another franchise, and we're actually going to be doing another Disney movie franchise, which I'm not a huge fan of Disney stuff, so yeah, it's interesting when I go into reviewing. I like some of their old like cartoons and stuff, but like the more modern stuff's like same, and same with Star Wars and Marvel. It's all same. So I kind of just stay away from it. But we're gonna go back to the 2003 when they actually made a movie based on one of their most popular rides. Today we're gonna talk about Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl, the first one of the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean films. I didn't realize there's 5. I think I only seen the first 3, but yeah. So yeah, my roommate and I rewatched the first one, so let's talk about it. Well, Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl was released July 9th, 2003, and it was directed by Gore Verbinski, who actually did films like Rango, Cure for Wellness. And then he'd go on to do Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest, and Pirates of the Caribbean 3, At World's End. And he also did The Lone Ranger, Disney's remake, which ended up being an absolute failure. This had a box office earning of $654.3 million. This was a surprise smash hit when it came out. Even with like, I think it had like a $90 million budget or something like that, and it still surprised them because, yeah, it's a cool pirate movie. This isn't like an action adventure film with a little bit of horror elements mixed into it, which I was actually surprised by. So yeah, but well, we follow what do you call him? A blacksmith, and who has a crush on this like princess daughter, and yeah, she gets taken by some evil pirates, where she believes if there's a certain saying where if you say Virgo or something like that, it gets they have to take them to the captain directly without talking to them. So yeah, she does that, and this blacksmith recruits another pirate Jack Sparrow, who is against them and wants to help him out for a certain price. So he goes, and yeah, it's basically a cat and mouse game where they follow him and try to hunt this girl down. And of course, once they get there, Captain Jack Sparrow tries to turn on him a bit, but has a change of heart and helps him out in the end. Yeah, that's the gist of this film. Yeah, so obviously it's a pirate movie. So, yeah, Johnny Depp plays Captain Jack Sparrow. He does a great job. He's definitely made for this role, and yeah, it does a phenomenal. The whole acting in general is really good. Keira Knightley plays a princess who gets taken and stuff, and she even does a really fantastic job in it, and does it really well. Overall, I'd like the acting across the board, though. I think the acting in this film is really good, and it's really well shot too. It's produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, so obviously it's going to be well shot, and that. Um, yeah, there's some really good character arcs, and the writing and the story in general is really engaging because it definitely changes as it goes along, and it's never like what you'd expect it to be. And I kind of enjoyed that. And this is also a risky movie for Disney, especially even back then in 2003, that they tried to do something like this. This is 20 years ago, and yeah, this is the dawn of banking on big franchises and stuff and not taking risks as much. Nowadays you probably won't see this year, these years, because yeah, it's too risky and studios don't have the balls to do anything like that anymore. So it was good to see like something like this come out, and it's also very dark for a PG-13 movie. There's a lot of like violence and killing and stuff like that, and even like the darker horror zombie elements where the curse of the Black Pearl is actually they are actually dead and, at times goes, and I think it complements like the story and the way stories were told back then. I think it kind of works real well for it. Now the CG and stuff's a little dated now, but overall it still keeps you. It doesn't pull you right out of the film or anything. You can still stay immersed with it, and this still looks pretty good. Even nowadays, I've seen way worse CG. Let's just say that. Overall, I thought the film was really good, but yeah, I just wanted uh, more conflict. A lot of it was sprawled out, like more characters talking with the villain, or the two they're trying to find the girl bickering back and forth. I kind of wish they kind of like made it more conflict infused the story a bit more, and I think that would have added a lot more to it. Maybe add a little more of the zombie-ish elements, because that just seems like a side note in the film. But overall, it's still a fun film. I really enjoy it, and I had a great time reliving it. So I'm gonna give Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl a 4 out of 5. It was a lot of fun. It just needs a little bit more, and it would have been perfect. But I know they do go a little crazy, and they'll have a lot more fun in the sequels, which I'll review at a different time. But that's what I thought of it. So if you want to check it out, it's probably on Disney Plus right now. I don't have that, so I can't tell you if it is. But I'll link the trailer down below so you can check it out. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. That's linked down below. That's where I always post clips of films and review in the future on my stories. At the film tunnel, hashtag subgenre film, and hashtag so you're aware of it. My Letterbox is down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. And my Letterbox is down below at Reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video. Share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. And if you want me to do the rest of the film franchise, let me know down below as well. Also, let me know what your favorite Pirates of the Caribbean film is as well. And yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Hope find something weird, obscure, and odd that I probably never thought of checking out together. And also show you my opinions on popular film stuff, come out classic films, and reviews on other things as well. Also, if you have any films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And don't forget to ring that bell, because, well, we're going to go into more creature feature territory, where it was supposed to be a start of a franchise, but it failed so horribly they're probably not going to do it anymore. We're going to talk about Monster Hunter in the next review, so make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those crazy undead zombies stealing our gold, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.